Hey everyone, Steven Harrold here with a nice video for you guys to start the new year of 2025. Happy New Year, everybody! So 2024 is now past us, and after what was done for this channel in 2024, it's now fitting that we get to look forward to 2025 with this channel and what's to come. So of course, as you guys already see, that in this video, this title of the video is what's to come in 2025. So let's break it down. This is going to be me breaking down exactly what's going to be happening in store for the channel in the year of 2025. One thing for sure that I think you guys probably already fucking noticed is the intro's different, right? The intro's different, and the name's different. It's just my name. This was something that I've been wanting to do for about 2 years now. And that was essentially just drop the Ginger Snaps Here's name. I wanted to just drop it because it was too long of a name, and to me it lost its luster. I mean, there's so many YouTube channels out there that started with some sort of name, and then eventually it just went to that person's name. And I felt like, you know, a lot of people just see me as me, Steven Harrold, right? They don't see me as the Ginger Snaps Here. They just don't see it, right? And of course, there has been a lot of people who have actually come up to me and would tell me that, hey, every time I search up the Ginger Snaps, I forget to type in the word here, so then I get videos of the Ginger Snap series. I know. I know. It's one of those things. So that's why now, for now on, after 5 years of just being called the Ginger Snaps Here, it's now just straight up Steven Harrold, because it's about time that I evolve. I decided to do that now, and just straight up just be my name, be myself, because that's how everyone has now seen me, is this is just me, myself. I don't need this name that I had just kind of had thrown at me one day when I was in the midst of doing this channel, and now decided might as well get rid of it now. So no more Ginger Snaps Here. I mean, the videos are going to stay. I'm not going to change them. But eventually that means there's just going to be updates pretty soon. But anywho, it's no longer welcome to the Ginger Snaps Here. I'll be discussing horror movies for you guys in a very blunt way. It's now welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Steven Harrold. I got to still work on the fucking intro here. But anyways, that's the first thing you guys will notice about this, is that the intro is different. And now it's just straight up my name. And if you guys haven't noticed the thumbnail, it bears resemblance to a certain film. That film just happens to be celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. And this is going to be my little niche announcement that this year I will not only be discussing Jaws for its 50th anniversary, but I will be also reviewing the whole franchise. Quote-unquote on franchise, because this movie didn't need a franchise. Anywho, so yeah, I'll be doing the Jaws franchise this year. Funny enough, it's going to be the only horror franchise I do this year. I mean, you know, I did Nightmare on Elm Street, right? I did Texas Chainsaw Massacre last year. I did those two heavyweights. And as you all know, in 2022, I did the Halloween franchise. And in 2023, I did Saw with my brother. So now it's like, let's nail this one. Of course, Friday the 13th, you know, there's only one Friday the 13th this year, so it's only fitting that I'm going to only review one Friday the 13th movie and release it on Friday the 13th. And it just so happens to be Friday the 13th Part 5, The New Beginning, which will be celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. So how fitting that that's going to happen. Of course, some old things will still be apparent, you know, like there's going to be the Calgary HorrorCon videos to do. There's going to be the month of Horrorween, which I'm sticking with that fucking name. Sorry, but I just have to. It's stuck, right? But what's going to be the topic for this year's month of Horrorween if I'm only doing one horror franchise, which is Jaws? I decided I was going to go back to my childhood. I was just going to go right back there and pull something out that I felt like needed more talking about, and that just happens to be Goosebumps. And so I've wanted to talk about Goosebumps for the longest fucking time, since I acquired something about last year, actually. Okay, 2 years ago in 2023. But it's about time I finally talk about Goosebumps, because it's one of those things that brought me into horror in the first place. You know, even though Halloween 4 was the first first horror movie I ever watched in my life, Goosebumps was still there when I was not able to watch other horror movies. So Goosebumps just happens to be there in my life. So that's why for this year's month of Halloween, I'm going to be tackling the 90s TV series of Goosebumps. And here's some new things that are going to be happening with the channel for you guys to also be looking forward to. I know there's a lot of sports fans out there that are subscribed to my channel, and they've been following me through the years when it came to my NHL playoffs. Now, that's still going to be a thing, but now, coming up actually, I'm going to be doing something with my brother who has been talking to me about it for quite some time, and that is actually covering the NFL playoffs, including the Super Bowl. Now, this was something he had wanted me to do for quite some time, and I thought, you know, I'm going to pull the trigger now. So this year, after week 18 actually, we're going to be doing our prediction for the whole entire NFL playoffs, who our matchup is going to be for the Super Bowl, and who's going to be an eventual Super Bowl champion this year. So that's a new thing we're going to be doing here in this channel. And I think it's also fitting that there's going to be more top 15 lists on here. Now, you guys obviously knew that I had done my worst to best many times. I'm going to be doing that again with my brother when it comes to the Saw franchise, since Saw 11 will be coming out this year. So there will be a worst to best ranking the Saw franchise. We were supposed to do it after Saw X came out, but we never had the time to pull that off. So it was just like, well, now that we know another film's coming out, why don't we just hold off then? Because we don't know if there's even going to be a Saw 12. We don't know. But now knowing that there's going to be a Saw 11, we're going to end up finally pulling that off. And we might even discuss a long video, which would be a very, very long video, ranking all the Saw traps from worst to best. And I think it'd be great for me and Justin's perspectives on them. Like, what's his worst, what's my worst, what's his best, what's my best, and so on and so forth. So, when it comes to the top 15 lists, my favorite number is the number 15, and I felt that I needed to have more lists. So, I've actually come up with 3 different types of top 15 lists that I've had just kind of saved in the back for quite some time. So, expect those lists this year. I will say one of them for sure is going to be my top 15 favorite horror movie themes. And I know a lot of you are sitting there shaking your heads right now like, oh god, I wonder where Halloween goes. But you guys don't know what other horror movie themes I like. So we're going to have to take a little dabble on that. So that's going to be some new things coming to the channel. And of course, there's going to be more reviews on props or, you know, steel books. I know I've accumulated quite a number of steel books nowadays, and they just keep getting nicer and nicer. And I want to be able to just show them off, and then eventually I do, as everyone knows, you know, someone has actually asked me on the comments, hey, where's all your NECA figures? Like, well, they're actually on a different shelf right now. And I like to actually show them off, you know, like, what is my collection like? You know, it has grown since, and I feel like it's going to grow even more throughout this year, because there's going to be so many NECA figures I grab, and I just love collecting those kind of figures. So, yeah, that's going to be one of the things that we are going to be discussing. And there's also going to be, like, you know, hopefully a whole Horror Den complete tour. Now, the reason why I say that is because I have this problem where I have to change things around this room, but as you guys can see, the VHS wall doesn't change, it just grows. But I'm thinking we're going to try and get one of those done this year, where we actually take a full room tour and you guys get to see what the Horror Den actually looks like, not just from here, but throughout the whole thing. So we're going to have a nice little fun time with that. And in regards to a lot of movies that will be coming out this year, I'm going to be trying to aim to actually finally get a lot of movies done to watch in the theaters that a lot of people have anticipated. I know when it comes to this channel, there has never really been a top 10 or top 15 movies of, 2022, 2023, or something like that. So I'm gonna try and see if I can do that. And of course, there's gonna be a lot of movies where, or reviews actually, or even just discussions on this channel where I bring more people in to have more discussions. I know when it comes to a certain franchise, a certain kaiju franchise, I know a friend of mine who would love to talk about Godzilla. He loved my Godzilla -1 review. And I think he's pretty pissed that I never came up with my Godzilla review for the anniversary last year. Sorry, Brett, but hopefully he can actually come on the channel as well. There's also going to be other times where I invite other people onto the channel to discuss other things. I mean, like, originally when I did the Deadpool and Wolverine review, I was supposed to bring my friend Dean in there because he's a big Wolverine fan, it's a big Deadpool fan. I would have loved to have actually brought him on, but never had the time to do it. And I know there's another franchise out there that a lot of people are thinking, hey, when is he going to cover that franchise? That's going to be a little bit later on down the road, but I've accumulated quite a collection with that said franchise. If you guys don't know which franchise I'm talking about, I will actually discuss it in one of my top 15 reviews. And yeah, just look forward to that. Other than that, there's going to be other things that will be planned out throughout the whole entire year. But like I said, I wanted to make sure I addressed what was going to be happening, what new things are happening. Of course, addressing the new name change, getting rid of the Ginger Snaps here, and just being strictly Steven. What's going to still be the same, and so on and so forth. But I will say that I'm going to be making sure that this is my goal this year, because this year, or in 2024, I had made it up to 1,420 subscribers. My goal, of course, this year is to make sure I get 1,500. So let's see if I can actually exceed that and go even further than that. But my goal right now is 1,500 subscribers, and I'm hoping to actually break that. So hopefully this is a year that you guys are looking forward to. I'm looking forward to doing all this content for you guys, and hopefully you guys appreciate the name change. I know there's going to be a lot of other times where I want to try and have more things to do on this channel, just, whatever. And basically, you guys, like, I know there's some movie recommendations I've been asking for quite some time from people. Like, hey, what would you like me to review? You guys know my social media handles. You guys know where you can find me, where you can message me, and tell me, what do you want me to review? What do you want me to talk about? Hopefully I can actually get on some more podcasts too, because it's like, I loved talking with Gabby and everybody else that I've talked to in the past. And I don't know, hopefully there's some more down the road, but only time will tell. So anyways, guys, this was just a nice little update for you for the channel. I will be coming out with my very first movie review this year, for this year of 2025, very soon here. It's actually going to be the oldest movie review on this channel's history, because I will be making sure I go and watch the movie that its remake, the remake of it just came out on Christmas Day. So the first review that you guys are going to be seeing on this channel is none other than the 1922 film Nosferatu, because I will be making sure to go to the theater to watch the 2024 version of Nosferatu, and I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. This is Steven Harrold from formerly the Ginger Snaps here. I will talk to you guys later. Remember to stay spooky, and let's have a kick-ass 2025.